Do you believe a lot of pastors, people in ministry, are in that place?
He saved me from a system that would have corrupted me had I kept going.
At 66 years old, Juanita Bynum just shared a shocking truth that no one was ready for. Many people thought Bishop T.D. Jakes stepped down from the Potter's house just to pass the role to the next leaders. But Juanita says there is a much deeper reason behind it, and it might shock the whole church world. Her strong words have started many talks, arguments, and big questions from fans and people who don't like her. Could the real story be more dramatic than we ever guessed? What did Juanita say that has everyone so surprised? Join us in this video as we discuss the details. The real reason T.D. Jakes stepped down. After many years of staying silent, Juanita Bynum has finally shared her thoughts about Bishop T.D. Jakes stepping down from his leadership role. Her words surprised many people in the church community. Juanita decided to tell her side of the story about why Jakes decided to step away. Her message showed feelings and truths that had been building up for more than 20 years. When Bishop T.D. Jakes, one of the most well-known spiritual leaders, announced that he would leave his position, many people felt shocked and confused. However, his decision to leave wasn't the only thing that sparked conversation. Everyone's attention was truly captured by Juanita's subsequent remarks. Bishop Jakes and Juanita Bynum have a convoluted and lengthy past. Their relationship had many facets, from the early days when they shared large stages to private moments that were hidden from the public. Juanita became popular after giving the No More Sheets speech at one of Jakes's large gatherings. Because of this powerful message that sat well with many women, she became very popular. Some of their close friends and family were aware of the issues, even though the public believed their relationship was strong and good. Jakes and Juanita did not agree with each other about how to run the ministry and deal with issues. Jakes was a strong believer in keeping his image and using restraint when showing himself in public. However, Juanita believed that even though it was not good, it was better to be true to yourself. Because of these different ideas, there were hidden problems between them. Juanita also worried about the growing celebrity culture in churches. She did not like how some pastors started living like rich stars and how church members followed them without asking questions. Even though she did not mention Jakes by name in the past, people close to them said their relationship became harder over time. When Jakes finally said he would step down, people thought Juanita would say kind words and wish him well. However, she shocked them by being true and honest. Jakes wasn't the target of Juanita's words. Instead, she wanted to pass a more honest reality. She talked about how the love for fame and success can reduce a ministry's true mission. She said that when leaders are treated like idols, they feel they have to be perfect and strong all the time. This heavy pressure can break them down. Juanita's message was not just about Jakes, but about many leaders in big churches today. She asked a serious question. What happens when a ministry puts keeping its image and brand first over really helping people? She said that leaders may experience stress and loneliness as a result of this focus on image and success. They may become burned out and lose the way of their real purpose as a result. Juanita said that Jakes's big church, the Potter's House, rose to fame and became important. But the pressure to always look perfect came with that success. Juanita said that Jakes's choice to quit shows a bigger issue in many churches instead of putting the blame on him. She said success can have a hidden cost, like emotional pain and losing one's true self. Juanita asked leaders to focus on real connections with people and not just on making their ministry bigger. She said the most important thing is to help and lift up people, not just build a big name. She also talked about what is likely going to happen to Jakes's work after he steps away. She said that true success should not be seen by how big a church is, but by how many lives it helps and changes. Her words were a strong warning to all spiritual leaders. She said that the focus on fame and image can hurt the soul of the ministry. Juanita wanted leaders to come back to being real and true. She reminded them that a ministry's main job is to serve people, not just grow in size or popularity. Through her message, Juanita showed how harmful it can be to put image before real purpose. What really happened behind the scenes that turned two powerful friends into faraway strangers? Let's learn more. The Silent Rift, Juanita Bynum's bold stand, and T.D. Jakes's rising empire. Juanita Bynum once spoke about a moment that shocked many people. She talked about when Bishop T.D. Jakes went to a party hosted by the rapper Puff Daddy. At that party, people were dancing in ways that many Christians do not approve of, including twerking. Many churchgoers were offended by this and began referring to Bishop Jakes as T.D. Snakes to express their displeasure. Juanita Bynum is renowned for being forthright and open about her intense hardships and traumatic events. Many women who experienced the same suffering but had no one to confide in were moved by her candid remarks. Her most famous sermon, "No More Sheets," spread like wildfire through tapes and DVDs, even before the internet and social media became popular. Bishop T.D. Jakes played a huge part in helping Bynum become well-known. He gave her the stage and the chance to share her story. Together, they became a powerful ministry team. They attracted large crowds wherever they went and inspired many people to change their lives and grow closer to God. In 2007, Bynum's life changed in a very painful way. She was attacked by her then-husband, Bishop Thomas Weeks III, in a hotel parking lot in Atlanta. He choked her and beat her until a hotel worker stepped in to stop it. After this terrible attack, Bynum became a strong voice for women who were facing violence at home. She talked openly about the physical and emotional pain she went through, hoping to help other women who were suffering in silence. During this very hard time, many people thought that Bishop Jakes would support Bynum in public and show her love and care. But he did not say anything. He stayed silent. And this silence deeply hurt Bynum. It showed her, and many others, how the church sometimes turns away from people when they no longer fit the perfect image the church wants to show. After this, Bynum started speaking out against the church system. She talked about how some leaders cared more about money, fame, and building big names instead of focusing on real healing and true spiritual growth. Her sermons changed from only encouraging messages to strong calls for change. She pushed people to look beyond flashy shows and focus on what really matters in faith. Because she was so bold and honest, she started to lose support. Big churches and popular conferences stopped inviting her to speak. Many people in church circles stopped calling her or helping her. This happens often in the church world. When a woman speaks too much truth or asks too many questions, she is pushed to the side and ignored. While all this was happening to Bynum, Bishop T.D. Jakes continued to grow his ministry empire. He wrote many books, made movies, hosted large conferences, and even started a streaming channel on Amazon Freevee to share his sermons and other faith-based shows. His strong ability to protect his public image and turn his ministry into a business helped him become even more successful and safe from public criticism. Bynum, on the other hand, had to work very hard to keep going. She arranged her own prayer events, sold her own anointed oils and other products, and preached in smaller churches that often could not even pay her full speaking fees. She did not have a big team or strong backing like Jakes did. Every little mistake or small problem hurt her reputation more than it would hurt someone like Jakes. Even though she lost invitations, money, and friendships, Bynum did not give up. She continued to share her truth, even if it meant crying in front of people or shouting during her sermons. She refused to hide her pain or pretend everything was perfect. By doing this, she became a symbol of strength for many women who felt used or forgotten by the church. Bynum's honesty was very different from Jakes's polished and careful public image. She showed all her wounds, while he kept his brand looking perfect. This big difference caused a silent split between them. While Jakes was protected and praised, Bynum had to fight her battles all alone. In the end, Bynum and Jakes took very different paths. Jakes became a big media and business leader. Bynum became a fighter for truth, honesty, and true healing. Their story shows how different choices can lead to very different lives, even when they start on the same stage. But after all the years of Bishop Jakes's powerful leadership and Juanita Bynum's bold truths, what happens next for the Potter's House? Stay tuned for more. Sarah and Touré Roberts take the helm at the Potter's House. The official transfer of leadership from Bishop T.D. Jakes to his daughter, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, and her husband, Pastor Touré Roberts, was a significant and poignant event at the Potter's House Church. After nearly 30 years under Bishop Jakes's leadership, this change signaled the end of a significant chapter for the church. During the special service, Bishop Jakes called Sarah and Touré to the stage to sign papers that made them the new senior pastors. The whole church watched as they signed these papers on a table behind them. Bishop Jakes told everyone that even though he was stepping back, he would not leave completely. He joked that he would still be around, getting in everybody's way and getting on everybody's nerves. With these words, he showed that he still wanted to be involved in the church family, but in a new way. During the ceremony, Bishop Jakes put a stone on the new pastors, saying it was like Jesus' words. This showed that the new pastors were taking on a big task and would carry the weight and honor of leading the church. The church members were happy and clapped as Sarah and Touré became the new leaders. People said they would follow their way and support them, which showed strong unity. Pastor Touré Roberts shared his story with the church. He said he was just a kid from Watts, meaning he grew up in a tough area of Los Angeles. He explained that he did not come from a family of pastors or church leaders. Instead, he came from a family that believed in God but did not have church titles. Touré told everyone he was not like Bishop Jakes. He also thanked his mother and other family members who were there. He shared how his mother helped him leave a difficult neighborhood and sent him to private school. He asked his mother to stand up, and the people clapped for her and his other relatives. Touré talked about how he and Sarah had blended their families over the last 11 years. He compared this process to what the church would go through now. He said that blending two worlds takes time and patience, but brings joy and peace. He told the church that if they stayed open and had faith, they would all come together as one big family. Sarah Jakes Roberts is already known for her books and talks. Now, as a senior pastor, she will help lead the church into the future with her husband. Many people believe she was being prepared for this role for many years while growing up under her father's leadership. The church, which started almost 30 years ago, has grown into one of the most famous churches in America. Changing leadership in such a big church is not easy. It brings new hopes, but also some worries. Some people said they hoped it would work out well and that the church would stay strong. Many modern big churches keep leadership in the family. In this case, even though Sarah is now married and has her own ministry, she is still deeply connected to Bishop Jakes and his teachings. People feel she understands the church's heart because she grew up in it. The new pastors were prayed over, and people showed strong support for them. Even though Toure said he did not grow up as a church boy, he is now ready to lead with Sarah. They both promised to continue the work that Bishop Jakes started and to care for the church members. Bishop Jakes built a strong foundation, and now Sarah and Toure will build on it. The church community hopes that with this new leadership, they will see good changes and keep growing together. The transition shows that while leaders might change, the mission of helping and guiding people stays the same. While we've seen big changes at the Potter's house, it makes us wonder, what was going on in Juanita Bynum's own life behind the scenes? Let's find out. The complicated life of Juanita Bynum. Juanita Bynum was born on January 16, 1959, in Chicago. Her parents, Thomas and Catherine Bynum, were strict Christians. They made her and her 4 siblings go to church every single day. Even though Juanita grew up in a religious home, she started acting out as a teenager. Because of this, her parents sent her to a boarding school. While she was there, she said she changed her life and felt called by God. At 16, she believed she heard God tell her that she would preach to big crowds one day. In 1981, Juanita got married to her first husband. She already knew he had many problems, but she married him anyway. Later, they moved to Michigan. While she tried to preach, she faced many personal struggles. Juanita said her husband started to beat her, but she hid it from the church. The marriage pushed her into deep sadness. At one point, she tried to take her own life by running into traffic, but her pastor and his wife pulled her back in time. Later, her husband left her, and she fell into a deep depression. She could not work and needed help from public assistance to survive. By 1983, Juanita had a breakdown and was taken to a hospital. She was put in a padded room and started hitting her head on the wall. Doctors thought she had lost her mind. When she went back to her parents' house to recover, she said she had a spiritual moment where God spoke to her and healed her mind. She started speaking in tongues for 2 hours and saw herself preaching to thousands of people. In the 90s, her ministry started to grow fast. She joined Bishop T.D. Jakes' Woman Thou Art Loosed conference. At first, she just went to attend. Later, she got a chance to speak. She talked about her past mistakes and told women to stop sleeping around and prepare for real love. This message got very popular. She wrote books, released an album, and even had no more sheets parties where women gathered to watch her sermon together. She became friends with big names like Oprah Winfrey and started to appear on TV. But behind all this success, her personal life was still troubled. In 1998, Juanita met Bishop Thomas Weeks III. They got married in 2002. From the start, there were signs of problems. Juanita even told Bishop Weeks that she felt stuck right after they married. Some people told her that Weeks might be gay, but she chose to stay with him. They kept the marriage secret for almost a year because Juanita wanted to keep her image as a single woman to her followers. After someone found out and left a note on her car, they decided to have a big wedding ceremony in 2003. They spent about $1 million, had 1,000 guests, and it was shown on TV. They even wrote a book together and held marriage workshops. However, the marriage was rocky. They separated quietly in June 2007. 2 months later, things turned violent. Bishop Weeks attacked Juanita in a hotel parking lot. He reportedly kicked her and had to be pulled away by a hotel worker. After this, Juanita filed for divorce right away. Weeks was charged with maltreatment and other crimes. People were shocked because Juanita had preached about purity and good relationships. Many fans felt betrayed and confused. Juanita talked about the beatings in magazines and on TV. Some people thought she was using the situation to keep her name in the spotlight. After the divorce, Both faced money problems. Weeks almost lost his home and church space. Juanita had to pay over $31,000 in taxes. Fans started to question her message. She had always said that pure living would lead to true love, but her own marriage failed badly. Later, Juanita also admitted she had used pills before and had relationships with both men and women. Even with all the problems, she still asked her followers for money to support her projects. She once asked for $200,000 to build a prayer room and told people to give as much as $11,000. Juanita even got arrested in 2013 for not paying a judgment after failing to show up for a performance. Still, she kept coming back and finding ways to keep her ministry going. Today, her story is full of highs and lows, from strict religious roots to huge success, and many controversies in between. What do you think about T.D. Jakes suddenly stepping down? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.